I figured, well, since I've given a prediction on a possible Dillashaw Yan fight, I figured it's only fair if Sterling messes around and beats Piotr Yan again and make a video on him and Dillashaw's fight. Um, I think Dillashaw's pressure would be too much, but the problem with fighting Sterling and why Piotr Yan had a hard time fighting him at some point was because he mixes up his attacks so well on the feet. See, I've seen the film. I've seen his record. He's 20-3 in MMA. He's had 2 losses by split decision. He's been knocked out once. Great. He's had 2 knockouts, a bunch of submissions, and a lot of decisions. I doubt he'd submit Dillashaw, but that, of course, would give Dillashaw something to worry about in terms of the ground game. Sterling Shepard is really good with flying knees, spinning back elbows, all the fancy stuff on the feet. He mixes up his leg kicks pretty well and his high kicks, so that'll give Dillashaw problems. And the main problem with him is Dillashaw fights better with stationary guys, meaning they stand there and try to trade with him, and he usually gets the best of it. He has problems with fighting guys like Dominic Cruz and Henry Cejudo, guys that are not stationary, that move around a lot, and then pick their time, pick their place and opportunity to make the attacks. And usually he gets finished, which is controversial with Henry Cejudo, or he gets beat by decision by like Dominic Cruz 6-7 years ago. So I'd have to go with Sterling Shepard in this fight. I think he'd also beat Dillashaw. I don't think he'll finish him. I don't think he'll win a dominant decision, but I think the tendencies to move around a lot and not be stationary, mixing up his attacks with the knees and the elbows, like the flying knee and the fancy stuff. And if he were to secure a takedown or two in this fight to give himself a bit of an edge, I think he would win a split decision over Dillashaw. The problem with being someone who's always moving forward or bringing so much pressure and so aggressive is they can't really handle somebody that moves around a lot and confuses them on the feet. I think Sterling Shepard's agility and the way he mixes up his attacks on the feet will give Dillashaw too many problems to overcome. I doubt he'd finish Dillashaw. I think he'd have to win a decision, which is what he will do if he fights him. 48-47, 47-48, 48-47, something like that is what you hear. I doubt it'd be convincing enough to be 49-47. Something like what Cruz did to him years ago. He'd move around, stick him and move, and not be stationary. Don't just stand in the pocket and just get hit like Cody Garbrandt has done in the past, among other guys like Renan Barão. Guys who would just stand there and try to trade with Dillashaw, and you can't do that because Dillashaw is such a devastating striker. But I think doing that enough and clinching Dillashaw, holding him close and hitting him and then sweeping him with his legs, taking him down 2 or 3 times, maybe even one takedown and controlling the positioning on the ground for at least one round with a combination of the stand-up talent that Sterling has is enough to win the fight. That's just my opinion. I think he'd win a split decision over TJ Dillashaw if TJ doesn't finish the fight. Because usually if TJ goes the distance, that fight's probably not going to go his way.